Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the parsing techniques. Okay, so what are the different types of parsing techniques are there? So those things we will discuss in this today's class. Okay, the outline of today's class is we will discuss about what are the different that is parsing techniques. That one is we'll call it as a parser classification. So then after that, in that one type is top-down parser. That one we will discuss in today's class. We will concentrate on that. Okay, so I will discuss about examples of top-down parsers. Then after that, in the top-down parser, we will have that recursive descent parser. That one we will discuss, and after that, the algorithm on that recursive descent parser. Then after that, we will discuss about types of recursive descent parsers, and in that we will have a recursive descent parser with backtracking. So this is the outline of today's class. Okay, so here first thing is parser classification. I already told the parser is classified as shown below. So mainly we will, so after syntax analysis we'll have a parser. Okay, so parser, so in that we are discussing dividing those two things in two types. Okay, one is top down parser, another one is bottom up parser. Okay, so top down parser, from root to you will develop the parse tree. Okay, so I will discuss in detail. Okay, so from top to bottom you are deriving the parse tree. That one we will call it as a top down parser. So in that we will have two things: recursive descent parser with backtracking, and recursive descent parser without backtracking or no backtracking. That one we will call it as a predictive parser. Okay, so we will have two things: top down parser and bottom up parser. In the top down parser we will have recursive descent parser with backtracking, recursive descent parser without backtracking. That one we will call it as a predictive parser. So like that we will have in bottom up parser we will have three things. One is simple, like LR we will call it as. Okay, that is one another one. After second one we will call it as a LALR, that is look ahead LR. Then third one is canonical LR. So today we will discuss about only this top down parser. In the top down parser we are concentrating on recursive descent parser. Okay, so here we have classified the parser into two types: top down parser and bottom up parser. So in top down parser we will call it as what? First one is recursive descent parser with backtracking. Another one is recursive descent parser without backtracking. That one we will call it as a predictive parser. So in bottom up parser we have three things. So that is simple LR, look ahead LR, and canonical LR. We will discuss in detail in next class. Okay, so today's class we are concentrating on top down parser and recursive descent parser with backtracking. Okay, so first thing is, what do you mean by top down parser? Okay, so here in the top down parser what we are doing, we already know that construction of parse tree. Okay, so how we will construct a parse tree we already know. We have discussed about context free grammar, everything we have discussed. Okay, so here the top down parser is nothing but the process of constructing a parse tree for the string of tokens that is obtained from the lexicon analyzer from top. That is the process of constructing a parse tree for the string of tokens from top. So here in syntax analysis or in lexicon analysis, whatever, a string of tokens are generated. Okay, so string of tokens are generated. So here when you want to construct a one parse tree for that particular string, you should start from the top. Okay, so you should start from the top, then after that you will develop a intermediate nodes. Finally you will get a leaves. So that one will, that is from root to leaves, the construction of parse tree from root to leaf. That one we will call it as a top down parser. So here that is starting from the root node. Okay, so starting from the root node and creating the nodes of the parser tree in pre-order. Okay, so creating the nodes of the parser in parser tree in pre-order in depth first manner is called the top down parsing technique. So it is, so you are in depth first DFS, you already know the in algorithms ada. Okay, same thing we are using. So that is from the root we will start. So then after that we are creating a nodes of the parse tree in pre-order. Okay, so using as a DFS method. Okay, so here in top down parsing can be viewed as an attempt to find the leftmost derivation for an input string and constructing the parse tree for that derivation. What we are doing, so we already know that left derivation. Okay, so leftmost derivation means we are changing the leftmost variable non-terminal. Okay, so we are substituting a leftmost non-terminal, that one we will call it as a left derivation. We already derived lot of things. Okay, so when you are constructing a top-down parsing, we are using the leftmost derivation. To construct a parse tree, we are using a leftmost derivation. Okay, so constructing a parse tree for that derivation. Okay, if you are using a leftmost derivation from top to from root to leaves, so then we will call it as that one is a parser, top down parser. The parser that uses this approach is called the top down parsers. Okay, since this parser start from the top down to the leaves, it is also called top down parser. Okay, so same thing. So from root to leaves, you are constructing a tree, the parse tree, that one we will call it as, in simply we will call it as a top down parser. From root to leaves, when you are constructing a parse tree using left derivation, that one we will call it as a parse tree. That one we will call it as a top down parser. Okay, take an example. Okay, so here they have given the context-free grammar. Okay, so productions they have given E tends to E plus E, E tends to E star E, and E tends to E, and E tends to ID. Okay, so show the top-down parsing process for the string ID plus ID star ID. So you need to generate this string. Okay, using this grammar. Okay, so here we already told that when you are using a top-down approach, so we need to use leftmost derivation. Okay, so here the start string id is id plus id star id can be obtained from the following grammar by applying the leftmost derivation. Okay, so leftmost derivation means the variable will be changed. Okay, so from left side. Okay, so variable this the production will be substituted, so from left side. So your first production I have taken e tends to e plus e. Okay, so then what I need to do, I will change this e to id. So I want string id plus, so I have changed. Now I have only e cart. So now change this one, I want id star id. It means I need to substitute e tends to e star e. Okay, I substitute e tends to e star e. Okay, so here I have substitute, so done. Okay, done. So then after the next one, I plus I plus id I want, so then substitute this I with id, done. Okay, so then next left is e only, we have got the variable, so non-terminal, so you substitute e with id. So now I got this derivation. Okay, so this is the using left derivation from top to, using left derivation, we got this parse tree. Sorry, we got this string id plus id star e. So when you're constructing this one, okay, so here top down approach means what? So from root to leaves you are constructing. Okay, so using leftmost derivation. Okay, so here the above derivation can be written in the form of a parse tree from the start symbol using top down approach as shown below. Okay, so we have constructed this one. So first one what we have taken, so this e. Okay, so this e will be the a root. Okay, so then after that what you have done, so e tends to e plus e. Okay, so root e tends to this one, e tends to e plus e. So now I have constructed, this is the root, so then these are the leaves, e tends to e plus e, done. Okay, so then after the your id is your string is id plus id star id. Okay, so from left side, so I have substituted id for this one. Okay, so I have substituted. So then come to this e, right side. After left, we are next left is this e only. So I want id star id. So then what I need to do? So I will substitute e with e star e. I substitute e star e. Okay. So then after that, what I need to do? I substitute this e value with, okay, I substitute e value with id. Okay, so then this e value will be a substituted, this e value will be id. So when I substitute this one, I got id plus id star id. I got a, when I combine from, so, non-terminals from or leaves from left side to left to right, so then I got a string. So this one we will call it as a top down parser. From the root you are constructing a parse tree to till the leaves. Okay, so we are constructing a parse tree from root to leaves, so that one we will call it as a top down approach. So when you are using a top down approach, obviously you are using leftmost derivation, not rightmost. Okay, please be concentrated. Okay, so you are using leftmost derivation when you are using top down parser. Okay, so you can for they will give the string under If they ask write the parser using top down approach, means if you use the leftmost derivation, that is enough. Okay, so what is the same steps what we have done? Okay, so we have started from root node E. So then after that, in first step, whatever we have replaced E with E star, E plus E. So using this CFG, that is E tends to E plus E. So as shown in that particular figure. Okay, so then step 2, replace E with ID using E tends to ID. Same thing we have done. Then after that, replace E with E star E. Okay, so we have replaced E star E. So then after that, replace E with the ID using this contextual grammar, and replace the one more E with ID using ID. So these are the steps what we have done in this diagram. Okay, same thing, from we have started from root E. So then after that we have substitute E with E plus E. So then after that we replace E with the ID, and here we are replace this right side E with E star E. So then after that we are replacing with the E with ID, and we are replacing E with ID. So when I combine from left to right, I will get a parsed string. Okay, so here that is uh, constructing a pass tree from root to leaves using left derivation. That one we will call it as a top down parser. Okay, so these are the steps. Okay, done. We have discussed top down parser. Then in that we have two things: a recursive descent parser with backtracking, and recursive descent parser without backtracking. Okay, so then what we will call it? What is recursive descent parser? Okay, so here come to this. A recursive descent parser is a top-down parser in which parse tree is constructed from starting from the root node and selecting the productions from left to right. Okay, so this is recursive descent parser is nothing but the same thing. So this is the one type of top-down parser. So in which the parser, parse tree is constructed from top, starting from the root node and selecting the productions from left to right. Okay, this starting from the productions left to right. Okay, from left to right, when you are selecting the production from left to right, so at that time you are constructing a recursive descent parser. So for every non-terminal there exists a recursive procedure. Okay, so for every non-terminal, suppose if A tends to alpha, so A is nothing but capital A is nothing but a non-terminal. For that non-terminal there exists a recursive procedure, and right hand side of the production of the non-terminal is implemented as the body of the procedure. Suppose E tends to E plus E. Okay, anything, suppose E tends to ID. So for E, the capital E becomes a function and ID becomes the body of that function. Okay, so non-terminal become a body of the function header, and terminal becomes the, okay, so terminal becomes the body of the function. I will take one example, I will explain. That is, the sequence of terminals and non-terminals on the right hand side of the productions corresponds to matching with input symbol. Okay, suppose if you have a sequence of terminal and non-terminal on the right hand side of the productions, so it may corresponding to matching with the input symbol. Suppose if you have one more non-terminal in the left side, right side, so then we will call one more function. Okay, and calls to other procedure while selecting the alternate productions is implemented using switch or if statement. So if alternative productions are there, so at that time we will use switch or if statement. Okay, we will take an example. See here, I will have a production. So here, recursive descent parser is nothing but we are constructing a parse tree from the root to leaves using production from left to right. Okay, so here we have one production A tends to alpha. Okay, so here A tends to alpha, this A becomes the a function header, that one. Okay, so this A becomes this non-terminal, left side non-terminal or a variable, this becomes the a function header, and this right side terminal will becomes the body of that function. Okay, so right side becomes the body of the function, and A becomes a function header. Anything left side product, CFG context free grammar left side, whatever is there, so that one will becomes the function header. Okay, so then whatever the content in right side of non-terminal, that becomes the body of the function. Right side becomes the body of the function. So in that body, if you have a terminal, if you have non-terminal, so you can call inside the body one more function. Okay, so this is the procedure A, the function header. Okay, so A tends to alpha. For A tends to alpha, A is nothing but a function header, and alpha is nothing but a body of the function. So have the observe these following points. For each variable A on left hand side of the production, we write the function header. Okay, so here for variable A on left side of the productions, we have written a procedure or a function header. Okay, so for the string of grammar symbols denoted by alpha, okay, suppose if you have a symbols and terminals, okay, on the right hand side of the production corresponds to the function's body. So alpha will becomes the function body. Thus, every non-terminal in the grammar, we will write the procedure or a function as in previous step. So for every non-terminal, that is variable, if we have a capital letter alphabets, that is nothing but a variable. If it is there in context-free grammar, in this production is there, so in that recursive descent parser, we are writing a function header. That's all. If the non-terminal is and terminal is there on the right side, we will write the body of that function. That's all. Okay, so here suppose this is an algorithm. Okay, so this is an algorithm for a recursive descent parser. So this is a procedure. Okay, so this is an A is nothing but a non-terminal on left side. Okay, and here right side we will have a x1, x2, x3 are nothing but a non. Okay. If it is a non-terminal. Okay, so what happens? Okay, suppose for I is equal to 1 to k do. Okay, suppose if xi is a non-terminal. Okay, so if xi is a non-terminal, then call procedure xi. Okay, so you will call procedure. Suppose if right side is also non-terminal is there, these are the x1, x2. Suppose A tends to x1, x2, x3, those are all a non-terminal. Okay, so then what you need to do, you need to call a procedure xi. Okay, so else if xi is same as the current input symbol A. Okay, suppose if xi is same as the current input symbol, suppose here we have input a small a is there. Okay, so next time is also it is a small a. So then what you need to do, so no need to write anything, then advance the input to the next symbol. Okay, so you can go for the next symbol. Okay, so else you need to put error. Okay, so it means based on this algorithm, if it is a non-terminal, you call a procedure. Okay, so if it is a input symbol, you can advance the input to the next symbol. So you can put advance to the next input symbol. Okay, so then else other than those two things, you put an error. Okay, so this is a simple algorithm. Okay, for recursive, we will take one example. Okay, so here write a recursive descent parser for the following grammar. Okay, so E tends to T, T tends to F, and F tends to E or ID. Okay, so here for each CFG, for each productions we need to write the procedure, function and function body. Okay, see here E tends to T. Okay, E is also non-terminal, T is also non-terminal. So here left side variable, right side is also variable. So here what happens? So here E, this becomes the left side becomes the function header. Okay, E tends to E becomes the function header. So then if it is non-terminal, okay, so suppose if it is a terminal, then we can match the symbol. So here what we are doing, so here also a non-terminal, so in that body we should call that function. Okay, so in that function, okay, so in that function body we are calling this T is a variable or a non-terminal. If it is non-terminal, you can call that function. So then come to here T tends to F is there. So then call this t becomes the function header. Say function within the function. So the same thing. Suppose if left side is one variable, so call make a function name. So inside the body of the function, if right side is also a variable, so then call that function. Now then t tends to f. See here, t tends to f, then t becomes the function header. See here, t tends to function corresponds to the production, t tends to f. Okay, this is procedure t. So the t becomes the function header and this f becomes the function body. We are calling the function f in that function body of function t. Okay, so like that, if we if it is left side is also non-terminal, right side is also terminal, left side becomes the terminal name and right side becomes the right sum becomes the body of that function. So in that we are calling the function. If it is non-terminal is there, you call the function, that's all. Okay, so now next last one, e tends to e within the bracket or id. Okay, so now this left side becomes the function body. Okay, so if left side becomes the function body. Okay, so done. So then come to right side. In the right side, which one is the first one? It one is the open parenthesis. Okay, so we'll check. I already told we will use switch statement or if statement. Okay, so if this is the input symbol. Okay, so if input symbol is equal to open bracket. Okay, so if input symbol is open bracket, so then we'll advance the input point. Okay, so we'll move on to next point. Okay, if it is non-terminals, terminals is nothing but a symbol, operators, okay, or a small letters. Okay, so advance the input pointer. Next, okay, so next what is this? Next one, I got a variable e. So when I got the variable e, I will call the function e. Okay, so I will call the function e. So then next, if input symbol is closing bracket, so this is a terminal. So then advance the next. We have read that one, and we will move on to advance the next input pointer. Okay, so we have read this one. Else, error, end if. Okay, so first one we have read. Okay, so if input pointer is a particular symbol, then advance the next input pointer. Then we got a variable, so you call that function. So we will got a one more closing parenthesis. Okay, next advance the input pointer. If not all those things, then we will put an error and end if. Okay, come to this one. If input symbol is equal to id. Okay, so if id is also a terminal, so then advance input pointer. Okay, so here, so it means when you are getting a variable, you are calling a functions. When you are getting a symbol, the terminals, that is a symbol, operators, and id, small letter id. So those are nothing but, so we are matching that. Next you can read the next input pointer. Then we will advance the input pointer. It means that pointer moves to next. Okay, so like that we will write the algorithms for recursive descent parser for the given grammar. Okay, you can get, they can give any grammar, so they will write, so write a recursive descent for the following grammar. They will give learn. So then nothing is there, just if variable is there, that variable name becomes the function, left side variable name, right non-terminal becomes the function header, and right side becomes the body of the function. So if it is terminal, you can call the function. Okay, so that's all. Okay, see here e tends to t, procedure e. So here t is calling inside the function. Then now t will becomes the function header, in that we are calling f. Now f becomes the function header, in that we are have input symbol and e. Then e is there, that one we call the function e. Okay, so like that, if it is id is there, so if it is matching id, left parenthesis, right parenthesis, that symbols, operators, and small letters, so that one will be matching, then you can advance the input pointer. That's all. Okay, so like that we will write the recursive descent parser for the given grammar. Okay, so then what are the different types of recursive descent parser? Okay, so here we have discussed top down approach. Okay, top down parser. So in that parser we will have recursive descent parser. Okay, so in that we will have a recursive descent parser with backtracking, recursive descent parser without backtrack. backtracking. That one is without backtracking is nothing but a predictive parser. Okay, so without backtracking, we'll call it as a predictive parser. Okay, so now what do you mean by recursive descent parser with backtracking? What do you mean by backtracking? So we'll go previous step. Okay, so that one we will call it. Then we'll start from that step. That one we will call it as a backtracking. Suppose if you have done some mistake in previous step, so you already move to next step. So you got that you won't get the result in that step. Then you will go back previous step and you will correct the thing and you will move on to next step. That one we will call it as a backtracking. Recursive descent parser. We know the recursive descent parser. So in that, what do you mean by backtracking? Okay. What is the need of for backtracking in recursive descent parser? We need a recursive descent parser. Okay, so here when you are constructing a parse tree, so we will have a n number of productions. For one productions, if you are not getting a output string, so then what you need to go for previous step and you will use some other productions to match that string. Okay, so for that purpose we need this backtracking. Okay, so here during the parsing, the productions are applied one by one. Okay, so if you have three productions, x tends to y, or y tends to z, z tends to a, whatever it may be, so we'll have n number of productions. All those productions we will applied one by one. Okay, so but if two or more alternative productions are there, they are applied in order from left to right, one at a time. Okay, so here if two or more alternative productions, we don't know, so we are when you if we don't know, we just if you applied one production, so whether we will get output or not, no. So by trial and error, if you put alternative productions, so at that time if you have failed, when a particular production applied fails to expand the non-terminal properly, so if it is failed to get a final output, what we need to do, we have to apply alternative productions. Okay, so when you want to apply the alternate productions, you need to do some undo operations. Okay, it is necessary to do undo activities done during the current productions. Okay, so how we will do undo? So it means you will go backtracking. So this is possible only using backtracking. Okay, before training to alternative production, before taking alternative productions, you need to do a backtracking. You will go to one step previous and you need to correct the things and you move to next step. Okay, so that's when we will call it as a recursive descent parser. We will take one example. See here, show the steps involved in a recursive descent parser with backtracking for the input string CAD for the following grammar. They have given the grammar S tends to CAD. Okay, so and yeah, A tends to AB or A. Okay, so they have given this one. S tends to C capital AD small d and A tends to ABD. So now what you need to do, which string you need to derive? You need to derive CAD. Okay, so you need to derive CAD. So so the solution is the three parts are used while parsing the tree. So here first this is the given grammar and the string to be parsed, that is the CAD. So they have given input string CAD. So now input pointer points to C. Okay, so parsed we have started from root S. This is S. Okay, done. So I want CAD. So this is S tends to CAD. You can construct a parse string. Okay, the only unexplored node is S, and we apply the production S tends to CAD to expand the non-terminal S. Okay, so I have applied. So root tends to C capital AD. Okay, so we have a production C tends to S tends to small c capital A and small d. Okay, I want to expand the S tends to CAD. So here CAD. So here the input pointer points to output string, that is CAD. So here if input pointer is matching with string whatever we have read, so match C and increment the pointer, input pointer. So here if these two are matches, then increment the pointer. Now increment the pointer. Now this input pointer points to after the C. So now input pointer points to A. Now the next node to be expanded is A. Okay, and the input pointer points to A as shown is below. Okay, so input pointer, so here points to A. So here this is the capital A is there. So if it is capital A is nothing but a a variable. When variable is there, so you can expand that variable. Okay. So here, since the two productions are from there from A, so A tends to AB is selected. Okay, so A tends to AB. First one is first productions we have selected. Then expand that A. So A is expanded to AB. Okay, A is expanded to AB. So now match with input pointer points to A with matching with that pass tree terminal. Okay, A with match with A. So match A and increment by, so here matching and increment by pointer 1. Now point inputter pointer is point D, and now pass tree string is B. See here, B is doesn't match with D. Okay, so input pointer is not match with B. So then what we need to do? So here we have constructed a past. Now here we are not matching. So then this productions is not using this productions. We are not getting a final string. So then what we need to do? We need to go for previous step. That is nothing but a backtracking. Okay. So here we need to remove these things. Okay. So we need to go with previous step, that is A. Okay, so observe that by selecting A tends to AB is the input string is not matched. If we are selecting the production capital A tends to AB, it is not matching. So we have to reset the pointer to input symbol A. So has to get the pass tree shown in step 2. Okay, so in step 2, so this one we need to, so we need to come to this. Okay, so then this is done using the backtracking. Okay, so as shown in the figure A, so using the backtracking. Okay. Okay, so we need to come to this point. Okay, so we need to come to this point. Okay, then apply the new production for A. So after backtracking, try to expand A using the second productions A tends to A. Okay, so you need to come that input pointer will comes to backtracking, that is A, and this pass tree then come back to pass tree at A. Okay, so after backtracking, try expanding A using second production A tends to A. Okay, so here one more alternative productions we have, A tends to small a. Okay, so here I need expand that A tends to A and compare with the input pointer. Okay, so A is matching with A. Then when A is matching with A, increment the input pointer. Okay, so now input pointer is D. Okay, now D is matching with D. Okay, so we have matched that input pointer is matched with all terminals of that all leaves of the parse tree. Okay, so now the next symbol D in the grammar is compared with the D in the input and they matched. Finally, we all announce that successfully completing the parsing. Okay, so when input string is matched with that parse tree, so then we will tell that we will successfully completion of the parsing. Okay, so here this one we will call it as a backtracking. So whenever we are applying the production, so but at that time if we are not getting the final strings, then if we input pointer is matching with the parse tree, so then we will move back to previous one, and that one we will call it as a backtracking and apply the alternative productions we have. So apply the alternate productions and match the output string.